Hi YouTube, this is the Optical Tailor here, your optician and styling consultant. Today we're going to be discussing the various types of transitions lenses we have here. So transitions is the actual product which is trademarked under Transitions Optical, which is under the umbrella of Essilor, whereas photochromic lenses are the overall technology of lenses that go from clear to dark in the sun. So there's various types of photochromic lenses. Hoya has their Sensity collection. Zeiss has the Photofusion collection of lenses, and Transitions Gen S here is the latest under the Transitions umbrella. Gen S being the latest generation, they go the darkest, fastest. They're pretty much instantaneous as soon as the UV hits them, and they also go back to clear the quickest. They get fairly clear within less than a minute, and at about a minute and a half, they're pretty much back to their regular state. That being said, we're going to get right into it. The lenses we have fitted in these three Cutler & Gross frames, which is the model 1402 that I'm wearing here in olive green, they're all sapphire transitions, but we have three different variations of these type of lenses. And these lenses are actually Novacell lenses, which is a premier lens manufacturer from France, and they do all the manufacturing for Leica lenses in Europe. So essentially the first one I will be putting on here is the Transitions Gen S Sapphire, which is entirely clear at a base level. And these frames are limited editions in the from the Opsius collection, so it's a very unique type of a finish that mimics buffalo horn, yet it's at a much more accessible price to buffalo horn, whereas a buffalo horn frame in this style would be in the range of $2,000 to $2,500 easily, whereas the Opsius collection, they all come in at $900. So the first one I'll be putting on here is the clear, and this is fitted with a prescription. So it feels a little off for me. But as you can see, this is entirely clear at the base level. And I will go ahead and activate this. And as you can see, in its activated state, it goes fairly dark and the entire lens is fully activated. This color is actually really nice to look out of. It's almost like a gray blue. It's not too blue like the Zeiss Photofusion Blue, which I have a bit of a love and hate relationship with that lens. It is a really cool lens, but it's just so blue. When you're actually looking out of it, everything just seems really, really blue. Whereas with the Transitions Gen S Sapphire, it's got more of a true neutral blue-gray color to it. So that was our first one there with no base tint at all. The next one we have here is the 1402 with a gradient sapphire. So this is essentially a 30% base tint up top down to a 0. And this one here is my personal frame. So as you can see, it's a little bit dark up top and it lightens towards the bottom. And I'll also activate this one to show you guys what it looks like in a fully activated state. So here you can see, even from a gradient state, it's gone fully dark. And of course, because these are UV activated, once you're actually outside or once the lens is exposed to UV, it doesn't stay in a gradient state. That gradient is only at the base level or when there's no activation at all. The final one we have here is a full 30% base tint, unactivated. And this one is also in prescription for a client of ours up in Nunavut. He's he is going to be the only one up in Nunavut wearing this limited edition frame with a customized tint. And I will go ahead and activate this for you as well, just so you guys can see the finished result. It is going to be very similar to what I've just shown you, but nonetheless, I'll be back with this frame activated. And here we are with the full 30% base tint lens fully activated. And when they're activated, they do get to a true level of sunglass, which is 85% overall. And when you go outside, this really does pretty much block out not only all the UV, but a lot of that bright sunshine, which is the purpose of transitions. I always tell clients transitions, they're not an alternative or a replacement to sunglasses, but they're just to complement your sunglasses in your collection. Or, it's more of a convenience factor when you're going outside. I'm just going to take these off because they are prescription and they are playing up with my eyes when I'm keeping them on for an extended period of time. I'll put my trusty pair back on here. And as I was mentioning, they're not meant to be a replacement for sunglasses, but they are nice to have in the collection because this pair, for example, the 1402, it comes also as a sunglass. So when you have transitioned, it's almost like you kind of get a two-in-one style. And certain frames, they do look a lot better than others with transition lenses. And these can further be customized with flash coatings as well. But sometimes I find a flash coating with a photochromic, it can get very distracting. And especially if you're driving at night, it can get quite reflective. So I do like to keep most of my photochromic lenses or my transitions standard or just with transitions. Then again, I do have a couple pairs which have mirrored finishes as well, and they are very beautiful. It's really on a case-by-case basis, and it depends the individual type of frame you're doing. And this 1402, it's a favorite of mine. We've done a video in the past on Cutler and Grosson on the 1402 model. And as you can see, like it's one of those frames where not only in a clear state with a bit of a gradient or fully clear, but also with transitions, it's an absolute showstopper. This model in the Opsius color is a limited edition of 350 pieces, so quantities are very, very limited. We initially had 4 come in, and they've all since sold out very quickly. And they are available for special orders, so if it is something you're interested in, don't wait, don't hesitate, because the longer you wait, whenever it comes to limited editions, it just gets harder to procure that particular frame for you. And it's also available in olive green, it's available in tortoise, white, Havana, various different colors. So if these aren't to your liking, we can always style you in a 1402. And one thing I would have to say is if you have a particularly petite or a slim face, it's probably not the frame for you because it is quite thick and it can overpower a lot of face types. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and we'll see you for the next one.